Today we'll be checking back in with the king of lithium stocks, Pilbara Minerals. We're going to be taking a look at some of the latest data from their quarterly results, and as well we're going to be performing some technical analysis where some exciting things are happening from a price action perspective. Let's take a look. How's it going, guys? Ryan here and welcome back to another stock analysis video. Today we're going to be checking back in with Pilbara Minerals. Their ticker on the ASX is PLS, and boy oh boy haven't they had another awesome quarter. And we're seeing that from obviously the reflection of the stock price reversing. We're going to be doing a bit of an analysis on that later from a technical charting perspective. But right now, as of recording, they're just sitting over $4 Australian per share, which gives us a valuation of the company of $12 billion Australian market cap. Absolutely fantastic. And for those holders who have been holding PLS for quite some time, you would have also received a dividend, their first dividend payment of 11 cents per share. So I'm sure there are many happy holders out there right now, and it is a big testament to the company to show how far they've come and the overall lithium market, of course, as well. Even with the declining prices that we have been seeing, the prices are high enough that PLS is able to reward their loyal investors with a dividend payment. So really awesome stuff, and we're going to deep dive basically into where they're sitting from a price perspective and a few other details from their recently released quarterly. Let's first take a look at some of the financials of the company over the last quarter. We've seen over a 20% increase in the cash balance of PLS. They're sitting at just about $2.7 billion, which is a huge amount. And that is an increase of over $450 million when it comes to profits, hitting that cash balance, which is absolutely fantastic. Even in saying that, we have seen a decrease in the value of the spodumene concentrate price. As you can see that they've been selling by roughly about 15%, and we did see as well a decline in production. So ideally we aren't sitting exactly where we would want to be based on where we've been in previous quarterlies, but it is a strong quarter nonetheless, and certainly a very good performance financially considering where the company has come from. Taking a look at the overall production, you can see that this is the first quarter where we have experienced a decline, but the shipped amount of DMT versus the produced amount is a lot closer than it has been in the past. So you can see we are starting to get to that point where things are being optimized. In saying that though, the decline could be as a result of the Christmas period being underway, as well as possible maintenance and changes that have gone on during this period of time. There are also a few expansions of existing facilities that are progressing really well. The P680 expansion is targeted for commissioning in September of 2023, so that's coming up relatively quickly, and we should start to see some movement over the next few quarters in that space. And we also have seen that the P1000 expansion has now received final investment decision. This has furthermore been backed up by the fact they have refinanced an existing debt facility of about $113 million, and they have better terms as a result of that. And additionally, they have another $250 million debt facility they've acquired as well to assist with the financing, of course, of these construction activities. Overall, what we're seeing is that PLS has had another strong quarter, and as a result, we are seeing that even though the decline in lithium prices is having an effect on the market, consistently PLS are pushing forward, kicking goals, achieving what they've set out to do, and shareholders are being rewarded as a result. Let's now take a look at the price chart to perform some technical analysis in order to make some predictions on where we can expect to see PLS go from a pricing point of view in the near future. Welcome into the PLS chart, guys. As you can see, today we've actually closed at $4.20, which is fantastic. A green day for all the holders out there. Now let's do a bit of technical analysis. So first things first, The most important thing to note is we had a little bit of a breakout. And as you can see, the top end of our downtrend, which started back up here on the 27th of January, we had been in a decline basically since that point in time until we managed to break out back over here on the 19th of April. Now, we did move down a little bit, and you can see that that 20-day moving average came in as a point of support, and we're able to bounce up and move to where we're sitting now at $4.20. You can also see that we are sitting above the 200-day moving average at this point in time as well, which is at $4.18. So that is also very, very helpful for us at this point in time, but we need to see a big break above that, in my opinion, to really get things moving. Now, I just want to zoom out a bit as well, because if you take into consideration the big picture, what we are also seeing is an overall bounce off our uptrend. So I'm going to put this line in place just about here, and you can see that along the way there have been some major touch points here. Bounce back in May of 2021. We did see a failure back over here in May of 2022, a year later, but managed to get back above that point. And we've once again seen a test of this line, which was the lowest day of that downtrend we have seen. And we hit a low on that day of $3.36. So certainly a nice 20 to 30% gain since that point in time, which is great news for PLS holders. And we are sitting in a good position. Now, overall, where are we looking from a moving average point of view? Well, I think the most important thing to watch is this 20 and 50-day moving average. What we're seeing is that that 20-day moving average is coming up, and it's going to cross above the 50-day, which would indicate a reversal in the direction of the price trend, which we are waiting for. So hopefully we see that in the coming days. And of course, we want the price to stay above all three indicators right there. If we then take a look at the MACD, what we can see as well is that we are having a strong move upwards. We had a rejection over here back on the 13th of April, and you can see this is where things took another little bit of a dip but recovered quite quickly. And since that point in time, the lines of the 12-day EMA and 26-day EMA have been moving relatively parallel to each other, which is good. And I'm expecting to see that this green period here has another little bit of a hump come through, and we continue to move in an upwards manner. So not looking too shabby from that point of view. If we take a look at the relative strength index, or the RSI, you can see right now we're sitting at a value of 57.19, so well and truly within our acceptable range of 30 down here all the way up to 70. So plenty of room for us to continue moving upwards. So all indicators at this point in time are looking, in my opinion, relatively positive. So from a target perspective, where do we want to head? Well, I think realistically, this area right about here at the $4.40 mark is a major area of horizontal resistance. You can see it's acted as support and of course resistance in the past previously, and some of the major breakdowns and of course break ups as well have occurred as a result of this. So moving towards and touching at least the $4.40 mark is the short-term goal moving forward. Exceeding that and moving potentially up to a higher mark where we do see a similar sort of event occur, probably at about where our last peak was, would be a bit more of a longer term goal, probably roughly sitting at that $5.30 mark. So overall, I'm thinking we could easily start to move and hit that $4.40 mark within the next month or so, at least a test of it, and we may see a bit of action occur, whether it be a little bounce off there and then a movement upwards, or what you might see is just a straight move through it due to the fact that a bit of hype might actually build itself. We want to see that volume start to build up as well on those green days to show a bit of confidence coming back into the stock after the short-term downtrend that we have experienced overall, in my opinion, things are looking very, very positive for PLS, both on a pricing front as well as from an overall front of the company itself. That wraps up today's stock analysis of Pilbara Minerals. If you did enjoy today's video, remember to leave a like. And of course, I'd love to hear your thoughts on the company down in the comments section below. Let me know where you think the company is going in the next few quarters. Make sure you hit the subscribe and bell notification button as well if you want to see more of this sort of content. And with that, guys, I hope you have an awesome day. I'll see you next time. Cheers.